What if they're trying to steal our crypto?
In a world where hopium and common sense collide, starring the CryptoKeeper and BlockchainCrusader. Welcome to Debate Crypto. A freaking crime. I am absolutely disgusted by what these banks do. And what Miguel, what you're suggesting is that they're so threatened by us, the crypto holder, that they get in bed with Janet Yellen and say, look, if you can put a tax out there that makes people not want to hodl, not want to hold long term, or not even be able to, then we can keep the legacy system how it is and how it should be. Well, that's not what we're trying to do. We're trying to move forward. We're trying to be progressive. I want to be my own bank, but Miguel, it is freaking scary because this administration has already overreached tenfold what they should be.
Yeah.
And it makes me question, how far can this go?
Yeah, dude, exactly. I want to clarify. So there's some people in the comments saying not full to think of all the 401ks and pinches that would be affected, right? Like thinking of if the
401ks and pensions,
all these pensions and stuff, right? That would be affected if this unrealized capital gains tax. Guys, it's not a blanket law, right? It's not going to be like all unrealized capital gains is going to get affected. They're going to have specifications. They're going to have rules of this is what this means. You know, here you go. This is what targets an unrealized whatever. And I am 100% betting my bottom dollar that this doesn't come because of people holding stocks. This doesn't come because of people's real estate empires. This comes because of crypto. Because the biggest thing that crypto does, it invokes people to be long-term holders. You buy and you hold for a long time, and either you take out loans against your crypto, you put your crypto up for staking, which makes you giving you passive income as your assets continue to grow. So don't focus on the 401ks and these real estate because that they have the 1031 exchange, right? They can pull out their gains and then put into another house and say, hey, I don't have any unrealized gains in the first place. So don't be thinking about that because that's not what's really happening here. What's really happening here is crypto, because there's nothing like that for crypto, and they're trying to stop people from hodling long term. And when it comes to the banks coming into, I sent you the article, right? I sent you the article about so yeah, we'll look into that real quick. But in the article, it basically covers that the banks are trying to figure out how to hold Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. By them getting that power, and then this unrealized capital gains can specify, hey, crypto long-term holders that have unrealized capital gains, right, by the end of the year, whatever the gains were by the end of the year, that's what you owe taxes on. But if you put your money into the bank and the bank becomes holds custody of your crypto, you don't get affected by this unrealized capital gains. So a lot of people are gonna be like, well, I don't have crypto, that doesn't affect me. Right? Oh, I'm not a crypto millionaire. It doesn't affect me.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't want to be my own bank anyways, so that doesn't affect me. I'll just keep my money, my crypto in the bank. And that's where we fall for the trap. Banks reclaim power over crypto that we took back because of crypto initially, and now we're back again with a middleman holding our crypto, telling us, well, you can't spend your crypto now. You can't send crypto to these addresses unless they're whitelisted. You can't send your crypto over here. You can't spend it like this. And we're back to the same spot, just like when we're in the banks right now. And they're going to be using our money in the banks to get yields off of it, just how we would be using it. But since it's custody over there, they're going to have it. And we're going to lose all the benefits of DeFi if something like this were to happen. It's too much of a coincidence that this unrealized capital gains tax is being talked about right now at the same time as these banks trying to get custody of Bitcoin. But let's go into the article.
Yeah, let me go into this. So FDIC chairman, U.S. regulators exploring how banks could hold Bitcoin. U.S. regulators are exploring ways for traditional banks to hold Bitcoin. Let me zoom in a little bit. Banks' BTC holdings could be used for client trading, as collateral for loans, or held as assets in their balance sheets. Let me pause. We can already do that. We do not need you, banks. We don't need you for that. We can do that ourselves. We are actively, debatecrypto.academy, our academy is actively teaching things just like this: how to be your own bank, how to ultimately use your crypto as collateral for loans, right? It's just out of control. We don't need the middleman. That's the whole point of crypto. Get the heck out of here. If you can't tell, I get amped up because it upsets me, right?
Yeah.
It says, I think that we need to allow banks in this space, the FDIC chairman said. Oh, what a surprise. A team of US bank regulators is trying to provide a more straightforward path for banks to engage with and hold Bitcoin, the FDIC chairman said. FDIC chair Jelena McWilliams. Oh, hold on, let me pause on this. FDIC is the insurance that you hold, or that so if you have $1 million in the bank, $250,000 of that is insured. Okay. It doesn't matter how much you have. If you have more than 250, no, only 250K is insured. That is a fact. So just so you know that, right? You're federally insured up to 250K. I think that they packaged this in a way that it looks like, oh, wait a minute, they're trying to help us. They're trying to present they're trying to present a way for us to feel more comfortable with custody of our Bitcoin, custody of our assets, because they're going to protect it. Well, guess what? There's already companies, there's already decentralized options that are doing that as well and covering us on the back end should something happen. So I digress. FDIC Chair Jelena McWilliams told Reuters in an interview on October 26th that a team of U.S. bank regulators is working on a more precise set of rules for banks interested in engaging with Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. That would clarify how U.S. banks could hold BTC in custody to facilitate client trading, use it as collateral for loans, or even hold them on their balance sheets. It says, I think we need to allow banks in this space while appropriately managing and mitigating risk. If we don't bring this activity inside the banks, it's going to develop outside of the banks. The federal regulators won't be able to regulate it. Oh no, they won't
Exactly. What does that say right there, right? What does that say? That says, hey, if we don't do it, they're gonna do it anyways. That means
Yep.
we're gonna lose power. We need
Yep.
to stake our power in this space now before we lose it. That's what that statement says.
That's a fact. It says the FDIC is one of 3 leading U.S. bank regulators, including the Federal Reserve and the Office of the Comptroller of Currency. That's the OCC. In May, Fed Vice Chair of Supervision Randall Quarles said the 3 agencies were working together on a sprint on cryptocurrency regulation. McWilliams' remarks indicate that might be starting to bear fruit. If the task force moves forward to approve a clear path for interested U.S. banks to hold Bitcoin, a whole new suite of offerings would be available for customers. You like how they call it a whole new suite of offerings? Oh,
Yeah.
really? You guys are going to just step in and rub our backs and give me a massage when I walk in the bank, rub my feet. No, you're here to freaking rub my shoulders while you shove something in the tailpipe, right? A
Yeah.
Bitcoin holder faced with an unexpected dollar expenses could loan it in their usual bank, for instance, rather than coordinating multiple accounts. But perhaps more importantly, this opens up the opportunity for traditional US banks to hold Bitcoin in their balance sheets, a scarce asset that has the power to counteract the huge amounts of debt such institutions issue. Let me hit this real quick. So the fact that they package it in a way that makes it literally, they literally try as hard as they can to package it up and say, look, we're doing this for you. And
Yep.
if anyone watching this trusts our banking system, especially on the federal level, you probably shouldn't be in this live stream. The fact is, these banks cannot be trusted. They are here to rape, pillage, and steal from